Leave my home.
You are going to have to kill me for that to happen.
I warned you.
Finally.
You would not listen.
No. Fine. My turn.
As you can see, we're in a different setup, aka the kitchen of my apartment, and that's pretty poignant because it ties in with the topic of this video. The topic of this video is God of War on the PlayStation 4, and why personally I think it's the greatest single-player adventure game ever made. Many people will disagree with me. Some people will nod their heads in agreement, but that is my opinion. Now, the reason that is my opinion is simply because of my journey as a human being. It's not random that I'm recording this episode in this kitchen. And the journey that has led to me being here can only be appreciated by myself and a few other people. But in terms of having a meaningful journey in my life, God of War has a very similar story. I played the first God of War game when I was in GS2 with my friends. That game was the first game that ever made me consider true fandom. Like being in love with a world and a universe and a character so much that you want to absorb it, you want to be it. I played the game and I finished it on normal and I finished it on God mode. And if you played the initial one on the PlayStation 2, if you finish it on God mode, if a special number comes on the screen to the phone number calling Kratos, you don't even know who's going to call, but you can't call that number. If you call the number, you hear Kratos on the phone, and he's telling you how he's upset at the gods of Olympus, he's going to have his revenge, blah blah blah, and that was powerful for me back then. Played God of War 1, played God of War 2, played God of War 3. That spanned from when I was in GS2 all the way up to when I was about to enter university. A period of time passed where I didn't play any God of War games, and then I played God of War on the PS4 last year. In that period where I wasn't playing games, life became incredibly difficult for me. I couldn't afford to live a meaningful life. I couldn't even afford to take a taxi from my house to work. And when I did taxi, I mean alone, like Abuja alone. That costs like 100 naira. If you're watching this in the US, 100 naira is less than $1. It's less than half of $1. I couldn't afford that at the time. And the reason why I couldn't play the God of War games that came out in between the PS3 and the PS4 was simply because I couldn't afford it. Couldn't even buy a console. So for me, that was my journey through life. A lot of pain, a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and a lot of growth that has led me to what you guys see now. I played God of War, and Kratos has changed. But not just changed, Kratos has grown. You can see that this man, this God, has developed and has seen things in his life that have made him take a 180 and want to do something better. The reason this game is the greatest game ever made to me is because in Kratos' journey, I see myself. I haven't killed anybody, I haven't slain any gods, but I've killed my demons and I've grown. And this game is ultimately about that. It's ultimately about a man who knows he can be better. A man and his son. A man who chooses to be better for what he can see coming up behind him. And it makes no effort to try to romanticize this concept to you. You can see that it is a struggle, it is brutal, it is difficult, but then so is life. Life will beat you down. Life will make sure you can't afford 100 naira alone to your place of work. But ultimately, life can be worth it. God of War made me think about my life. God of War made me cry. God of War made me laugh. God of War made me play every and any side campaign mission, hunt down all the collectibles. God of War absorbed me. But also, the most important thing, God of War made me feel. God of War made me feel things that even Hollywood movies haven't made me feel. I'm not going to do too much editing in this one. You guys can hear noises in the back. It's because they're doing construction work. And we're actually having a new studio set up here. So Nigerian Nerd Content is going to be, I'll probably show you guys. Nigerian Nerd Content is going to be on another level soon. So we're gonna have a studio, a podcast studio desk here, and then a proper editing studio there, proper lighting. Everything is gonna be pretty amazing. I'm not giving you a review for God of War. It doesn't need one. If you haven't played God of War, please go and play it before this console generation ends. Its world is not as beautiful as Horizon Zero Dawn, as I said in the last video. But its story will compel you. Its story will move you. Its story will change you. Its gameplay is immersive enough to make you play for hours and hours and hours on end. Please play that game. There's no special whatever in this one. Just play that game. Make sure you play it. And if you've already played it, go and play it again. It's that good. Greatest video game for a single player story campaign ever. And that's the end of the video. Like, share, comment, subscribe, guys. Let's grow the channel. Love you guys. Peace.